With the clinical care platform, lifelong learning is just a click away.
Missed our latest webinar? No worries. We know life gets busy, but your professional development shouldn't have to wait. That's why we've created webinar micro lessons. Short, focused recaps of our full sessions designed to help you catch up quickly and still earn your CPD points. These bite-sized lessons are available exclusively to active subscribe members. So even if you miss a live session, you never miss out on the knowledge or the CPD points. Not subscribed yet? Now's the perfect time to join. Get access to all future webinars, every micro lesson and more. Visit www.clinicalcareplatform.com to sign up.
Yay! Good morning, colleagues, and I hope you are well. How are you doing this morning? Please type in the chat there. Say hi to colleagues, greet them, say something nice. Let me see who has joined so that I can officially welcome all of you. Abdel, welcome as always. Anita, Deepa, Ngakamatabane there. Fahima, welcome. Florina, Tikiso, Pakiso, Ignatius, Marimeja, Nokulunga, welcome. Rajab, Relebuhile, Sibongile. Hey, Dr. Malaji, where have you been? I haven't seen you in forever. It's such a great honor to reconnect. Yeah, welcome. It's been a while. Tabang, Takanyani, Lebalo, Kakani, Dr. Mutlwani, welcome, colleagues. Yeah, so it's such a great honor to have you here this morning. And yeah, we are going to be empowered. This is the clinical care platform, and we exist to improve patient care. And we invite you to join us on this incredible journey. I'd like to address maybe a couple of administrative things. The first one, I don't know what's happening here with my cameras. Hey, oh, there. Yeah, so this masterclass is very important because it aligns with our mission for improving patient care. We know that alopecia hair loss is one of the common things that we deal with in clinical practice, but I think in terms of how to approach it, we're always found to be wanting. So I really hope that after today's session, you'll be empowered, you'll be more confident in terms of what is it that you can do at your practice level versus what you need to be identifying and referring upward timely so that our patients can always get the best care that we can deliver. Master classes are high yield in their nature, so that means we have one day to cover a big topic. You'll find that maybe there's some level of information overload, but we will try to really pace it very nicely. We will take breaks in between as we go. Also to mention that you will get access to the self-paced version of the program. So should you miss a module, should you not complete fully, or should you want to replay a particular section of this masterclass, everyone who has paid and registered, you will get access to that. This program is accredited for at least 6 clinical points. So yeah, by Tuesday next week, you should have received your credentials, but also your CPDs being locked with your counsel so that you meet all the required requirements. Yeah. So I think from an administrative point of view, those are just some of the things that we're gonna deal with. For now, I'd like to welcome on board our dearest doctor, our instructor, mentor, the entrepreneur, Dr. Lehlohonolo Kazulu wa Magage. It's such a great honor, to go through this collaboration with him. I see the impact every day on ourselves as health workers. So he is a qualified dermatologist. I know he's pursuing his PhD. He is a formulator. Can you imagine? I think if the formulator then introduces us to him as an entrepreneur, having launched the Epicurities skin range. I mean, from hand washing products to lotions and, shower gels. So please, colleagues, do check out Epicurities in various stores and try to support, as much as possible, because we shouldn't take for granted people who commit their time to really, really empower us and to add value in our lives. He also has an African atlas, which, it's about the skin and the kind of conditions we get in South Africa. I saw in the coaching group, many people are buying it. And every time someone posts a picture of a skin condition, they use the atlas. There is no better mentorship than what I see in that particular group. So I really, really just want to appreciate you, Dr. Makake, as I ask you to then share your slides and then take over from here. But thank you so much. It is all appreciated.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mawala, for those kind words. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for making time. Without further ado, I'm going to start a very long discussion that we're going to have. I hope it's going to be fun, and colleagues will also learn a thing or two in the discussions that we are going to be having today. So let me just look for the first one. There we go.
Awesome.
Just let me just
Yeah.
okay.
Colleagues, also just to encourage you to keep this session alive and kicking, please do type in any questions you have in the chat. We have the Q&A tab as well. It's a masterclass. Now, it's not our evening webinars. You are also allowed to also raise your hand when you want to ask any question live, and we will be able to take you from there. Let me just check if I'm recording, Doc. Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Welcome, Doc. Sure.
Great stuff. So, colleagues, today we're going to be having a master class on alopecia, obviously. And I just thought maybe for the first session, we should just go through the basics and then steadily go into how to classify and the clinical approach. I think for me, the most important section is really the sixth segment where we talk in treatment, but that is informed by all the discussions that we are going to be having. So in some cases, we're going to be very detailed, and in some, we're going to be very superficial in how we approach things. So once again, thank you to the clinical platform, Dr. Mawela. I'm well aware that a lot of colleagues are struggling with employment. I think so many people would have loved to join. I think it's just a matter of finances, and even so, it's not so much the unwillingness on their part, it's just the economy and employment amongst clinicians, whether it be doctors, it be a clinical associate, nurses. We know the struggles that we have been going against, especially for those who finish the ComServe years. So it's very sad what's happening, and I think it takes us backwards as a country. But having said that, we appreciate those who are here today who had an option of otherwise going to work, and for those of us who are still having meaningful employment. So really appreciate it, colleagues, and we hope the situation improves in the country. I don't know how I'm a bit pessimistic at times when I see, especially because I'm in a teaching space at the university. So we produce all these doctors, and in a few years' time, they sit home unemployed. Yes, I have more than 40 doctors that I know of that I definitely encourage to work hard. And unfortunately, now they are sitting home unemployed, having done all that was required of them. So it's really sad. In my day, we never had this. It was really a matter of where do you want to work after you finish your studies. So really very sad, but thank you to those who are able to come through, and also those who are not able to attend. It's not that this is not important. A lot of times the finances are what's preventing some of us to actually partake. So without further ado, we're going to be talking. This is going to be how we're going to be structuring. Some topics will be a bit longer, especially the treatment aspect of things, the latest trends, what's happening. We're going to have case studies. We're going to also have some differentials there on the case studies. Because non-scarring can be a bit long, I tried to separate it between two sections, but you will see it's actually a continuum of the same discussion that we're going to be having. So in a nutshell, we've got scarring and non-scarring alopecia. I think that is the main crux of the classification that we are having there. So we're going to be talking around the physiology of the hair structure and hair faces. Those are very, very important because they speak to your clinical approach as well. A lot of us don't know that the hair has got faces as well. Functions of the hair, skin, yes, but specifically the hair. We're going to be talking a bit around terminology, things that I did not know until I actually became a registrar in dermatology. And then we're going to be talking miscellaneous, other scalp disorders and congenital melanocytic nevi, for example. Just an overview, just even though it's not alopecia per se, but something that is actually important to actually look into as well. So colleagues, hair has got three main types. We do know of the lanugo fetal hair. It will typically be the kind of hair that is extremely soft, very poorly pigmented, and then you find that it breaks quite easily. You know, whenever a newborn is born, that is the lanugo type of hair that we get. And then the vellus hair is also non-pigmented. You find that it's actually within the children will have the vellus hair, especially up until their when they get to preschool type of age. I know with my son it was the case as well. And then the terminal hair is really what we'll be discussing today. That will be hair typically on the scalp, on the beard. All of us have got terminal hair unless you've got some other pathology. So whatever hair that is left in adulthood, that is in a nutshell what we mean when you say terminal hair. And then this is the kind of a hair that we speak of when you say lanugo type of hair. But I mean, we know this already. So this is not necessarily in a setting of alopecia. It's just to increase the clinical acumen of colleagues to just know that this is actually lanugo type of hair that we are having. So whenever we speak about hair, we have to think around hair cycles. Um, uh, Hair cycle in that 90% of our hairs, I'm speaking to you now, 90% of my hair is in anagen. We are now talking terminal hair type. We've now zoomed into the terminal, which is more or less the adulthood, the type of hair that you carry with throughout your life. So it's anagen. So the cycle there is every 2 to 6 years. So you can have the same hair just growing within the same papilla or the root hair papilla, and then it's in anagen phase, then it breaks down. It will take maybe a week or two, that process of catagen breaking down, and then you get the telogen phase, which is the shedding phase of the hair. So it goes through the shedding phase, it sheds off. So it will affect the papillae where the stem of the hair actually emanates from. And then we start with the anagen phase again. So those are the cycles of the hair. Anagen phase, catagen, it breaks down. And then there's a resting phase, the telogen phase, and then it starts over again. There are other smaller phases, but for the sake of today, this will be an easier, simpler illustration of that. So hair loss that we typically get, it will typically be in the resting phase, and resting phase is characterized by clubbing. The hair, there at the base will have clubbing. I'll show you when we speak around treatment. Sometimes you're not sure, you pull the hair a bit, and then you look into the microscope and you see the clubbing, then you know that you are dealing with effluvium or shedding, active shedding at the telogen phase of the hair. So basically, just to reiterate what I've just said now, anagen phase, catagen phase, and telogen phase, I think a lot of literature will have it in this way as well. And colleagues also appreciate that when we speak about the hair, we are speaking in the dermis as well. As you can see, this is the dermis. The epidermis will be here. So the only real issue here is that there's an ostrea of the hair follicle. The opening of the hair follicle is in the epidermis, but majority of pathology happens in the dermis, especially for the scarring. Whenever we're speaking scarring, we're speaking hair in the dermis because there's collagen that is embedding the hair in that setup. So please keep that in mind as well. So when we speak hair structure, colleagues, it's made up of keratin. So for Africans, it will be black in that it's pigmented. It will have melanocytes. It's pigmented, the outer covering of the hair. And then it will have the medulla, the cortex. And there are some disorders that perhaps are not discussion for today that will affect the hair strand itself. So the important part of things is that colleagues must just keep in mind that by far the strongest bonds that are the glue that is binding hairs as a structure together will be the disulfide bond. So sulfur atoms will combine into two, forming the disulfide bonds, as you can see over there. So that will be the important aspect of things that we see there. So